What if the deepest wounds are not inflicted by enemies, but by the ones we trusted most? And what if forgiveness is not a weakness, but the strongest bridge a broken heart can build? This is not just a story of a kiss. It is the story of a marriage tested by fire and the long, quiet road back to trust. Isabel stood at the kitchen window. Morning light touched the garden. Her daughter's cereal bowl sat on the counter, spoon still wet. Cecilia had eaten quickly, eager for school. The house was quiet now. Behind her, she heard Robert's footsteps on the stairs. He stopped in the doorway. She did not turn around. "Isabel," he said. "We need to talk." His voice was not his own. It belonged to a stranger wearing her husband's face. She turned. He looked terrible. His shirt was wrinkled, the same one from last night. His eyes were red. His hands hung at his sides like they had forgotten what to hold. "At the party," he said. "I drank too much. And Emily was there. My ex-girlfriend." Isabel waited. "We talked. And then I kissed her. It was only a moment. I stopped. I walked away. But I did it. And I have spent the whole night hating myself." The kettle clicked. Steam rose. Isabel did not move. Robert took a step forward. "I am so sorry. It meant nothing. It was a mistake. You are the only one I love. You and Cecilia. You are my whole world." Isabel looked at him. At the man she had married. The father of her child. The man who had promised to protect her heart. She had owned this house before he moved in. Her name alone was on the deed. She had let him fill it with his books, his records, his laughter. She had believed trust was something you gave completely, not in pieces. She said only one word. "Leave." Robert blinked. "What?" "Leave this house. Leave me. Go." He tried to argue. He begged. He called her name again and again. Isabel walked to the door and opened it. She stood in the frame, her face carved from stone. "Please," he whispered. "Give me another chance." She did not answer. He left. The days that followed were heavy. Robert sent messages. Long paragraphs. Short apologies. Voice notes that cracked with sorrow. He called her phone until it died, then called again. Isabel did not respond. His mother came to the house. A small woman with nervous hands and pleading eyes. "He is broken without you," she said. "Cecilia needs her father. A child needs both parents. Please, think of the little one." Isabel listened. She did not argue. She did not explain. When the woman left, Isabel sat on Cecilia's bed and watched her daughter sleep. Her small fingers curled around the edge of the blanket. Her lips parted, dreaming of something gentle. Isabel thought about what she wanted Cecilia to learn. Not just about love. About worth. She wanted her daughter to know that love without respect is not love. That forgiveness is sacred, but it cannot be demanded. That a woman's heart is not a door that opens whenever someone knocks. She wanted Cecilia to grow up knowing she was enough. That she did not need to accept pain to keep peace. Isabel did not take Robert back. But she did not lock him out forever. She agreed to let him see Cecilia. He came to the park on Saturday mornings. He brought coloring books and stories. He pushed Cecilia on the swings. He packed her lunch in a small blue box. He was patient. He was present. Months passed. Winter became spring. Robert did not drink. He did not lie. He did not pressure her. He sent no more pleading messages. He simply showed up, week after week, and tried to be the man he had promised to become. One afternoon, Cecilia ran to her mother, clutching a drawing. "Look, Mama. Papa drew our family. You and me and him and Daisy the dog. Can we get a dog?" Isabel smiled. "We will see." She looked at the drawing. 3 figures holding hands under a yellow sun. A small dog with floppy ears. The lines were crooked. The colors bled outside the borders. It was the most honest thing she had seen in a long time. That evening, Robert walked her to the gate. "I still love you," he said. "I know I do not deserve an answer. I only want you to know. You are not my first chance. You are my only one." Isabel looked at him. The year had changed his face. Softened something. Deepened something else. "I am not the same woman I was," she said. "Before you left, I was someone who believed love meant never being hurt. Now I know that is not true. Love means being hurt and choosing to stay anyway. But only if the other person chooses the same. Robert nodded. I understand. I am not ready to forget, she said. But I am ready to try. He did not rush forward. He did not embrace her. He simply stood still and let her words settle. Thank you, he whispered. They did not return to the way things were. That house, that life, had been built on trust that had cracked. They could not live in it again. So they built something new. Isabel kept her name on the deed. Robert kept his apartment for another 6 months. They took slow walks. They cooked dinner together while Cecilia set the table. They talked about the past not as something to erase, but as something to learn from. He did not drink at parties. He did not stand too close to anyone who was not his wife. He learned that trust is not given once and held forever. It is offered each day in small acts and must be met with equal care. On their second wedding anniversary, Isabel placed a small box on the table. Robert opened it. Inside was a key. I do not give this lightly, she said. I give it because you have earned it. Not with words. With time. Robert held the key in his palm. It weighed almost nothing. It meant everything. Cecilia ran into the room, Daisy the dog waddling behind her. A small brown rescue with one floppy ear and a tail that never stopped moving. Look, Papa. Cecilia held up a new drawing. For figures now. And a yellow sun. And flowers. Robert lifted her onto his lap. Isabel sat beside them. The afternoon light touched the garden, same as it had on that terrible morning a year ago. But everything was different now. Forgiveness is not forgetting, Isabel said quietly. It is remembering and staying anyway. Robert pressed the key to his chest. I will carry it every day, he said. Not in my pocket. In here. Cecilia tugged his sleeve. Papa read me a story. He opened a book. Isabel rested her head on his shoulder. Daisy curled at their feet. The house was not the same house. The trust was not the same trust. But the family was whole. And sometimes, that is the bravest thing a heart can build. Not a wall. Not a door that stays closed. A bridge.